Trump's blood clot? Why is that not
Trump?
catching up with him?
Yeah, I like the person's username, but oh wait, that's the second one. So anyway, this was the blue sky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So X-Lethality Jane said, I think you're going to have a difficult time convincing families with young children to give up car culture and take more public transit if you also refuse to police behavior on the public transit.
We do police behavior on public transit. It's just there's a lot of people.
Yeah. And she says, yes, people doing drugs in those places are a turnoff. Yeah, but like, I have sent my child on public transit alone multiple times. I've sent them on the train alone multiple times. We have relatives that live up in Ajax, which is just north of Toronto, so it's about a 2-hour drive. And they occasionally will go up there to babysit their kid. And the way we usually get them there is we will drive to Hamilton, which is like not quite halfway there, and then we put them on a train in Hamilton, and they take the train. They go right through downtown Toronto. I think they actually have to change trains in downtown Toronto. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, the public transit. And here's the thing. Toronto is notoriously bad when it comes to public transit. Like, I've been to Europe. I have been to London, which is not great for Europe, but they have great public transit compared to Toronto. I've been to Berlin. They have great public transit compared to Toronto.
Wait, Zero Life, did we have Trump here in Georgia? I've
been to Florence, and it was so small that I didn't take public transit. We just walked everywhere. We did take a little train from our hotel to city center, but that was it. But yeah, no, Toronto's public transit sucks compared to Europe. But it's still good enough that we can cut our drive in less than half and then just leave them on a train and they're gone. So it's not a den of iniquity like this person is trying to paint it.
I think it's people who baby liberals is what it kind of reads like to me, where every possible good thing that could happen, they're like, but my conservative upbringing says that thing's bad, actually.
Yeah, it's I think it's Evan Edinger is a YouTuber that he grew up in conservative America, and then he moved to Europe. And then he started a YouTube channel about holy fuck, they lied to us about how good Europe is. And a big focus of his channel is the differences in public transit between different places in Europe and different places in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Inquisitive Infidel says, train your kids to recognize bad decisions. Yeah. But Romeo responded to that with, honestly, with a 9-month-old without a car, it would be a logistical nightmare just to make it to his checkups. I feel like a lot of anti-car stuff comes from people who didn't want kids, who don't have kids, to be honest. And so here, the way I see this one, so I live in the Niagara region. We have terrible public transit here. If I wanted to take transit from where I live to another town in the Niagara region, it's probably going to take me 4 hours at least. And these are places that are maximum of half-hour drive away. So we have terrible public transit here. I would never recommend anyone try to make it to all their kids' doctor's appointments in a different town, because we don't have family doctors in Fort Erie. They're all in Niagara Falls. I would never tell someone in Fort Erie, no, you shouldn't have a car. He's no, I'm not going to say you should go wait for a bus for 3 hours at the exchange location. Spoonbill Adam says Toronto's public transit is as good as about anywhere in North America except maybe New York. Well, so the main big city in North America that I'm comparing it to that I've been on the public transit is New York. So maybe that's why I have that opinion of it.
To be honest, I loved every minute of my time in New York using the public transit.
Yeah, their public transit was amazing. And what's great though is as a tourist there, I fucked it up, and the locals they were perfectly happy to help. Everybody was making sure we understood everything correctly. They were being polite about everything. They were great. I don't know where this the grumpy New Yorker stereotype comes from, because it's
because we have the comparison to we have the comparison instead of the grumpy New Yorker of the Southern hospitality. So the grumpy New Yorker only really exists because Southern hospitality
is only exists if you're a tourist standing in the middle of the fucking sidewalk and not walking. But as someone with awareness of people around me, I would never do that. So, but yeah, no, what this strikes me as is the kind of people that are like, oh, because it is not perfect now, we cannot advocate for making it better because it's all or nothing. I'm either saying you can't have a car, you have to do everything public transit.
Yeah.
Or we don't do anything to help public transit, we just make everything car centric. It's like, no, you can keep your car. Let's just try and make the public transit better so that for people who don't have the option to have a car, it's not a 4-hour fucking...
Yeah, we can lower the amount of car.
Yeah.
Like, nobody tells people in New York don't have a car. They just say it's generally ill-advised to have a car in New York.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I go to Toronto fairly regularly. Our move is when we get to the hotel, we put the car in parking, and we never touch it while we're there. Because fuck that noise. You like, there's, like, in any city, there's just so much that you can just walk to from where you are. And if you can't walk there, it'll have public transit.
Zero Life just like, suburbs be like, but me! Yeah, if we built less suburbs, I'd be super happy.
Yeah. Yeah, so this isn't an all or nothing thing. We're not saying you have to give up your car in order to make public transit better. We're saying, let's make public transit better so that you don't feel like having a car is such a necessity. Because a lot of people can't afford cars.
Mm-hmm. Hell, I have friends in New York who the only reason they can survive in New York is because they don't have a vehicle they have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
When you made your smoothie.
And then Trump's blood clot responded to this thread.
It's a good thing we have 2 more.
Are you with me, Cyrus?
So apparently when I made my smoothie today, I fucked up and left the milk out.
Oh.
So.
That's an expensive fuck up nowadays.
That was Saki letting me know that mistakes were made.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
It is a big mistake. It is a mistake I ought not make again.
Should be ashamed of yourself.
I am ashamed of myself.
So Trump's blood clot says, well, first off, I would say, with a username like that, why aren't you doing your fucking job? Why are you staying in the leg? You gotta move. But he says, I've never understood the urge to bring infants/children/ the entire extended family to the grocery. We never did that. It's obnoxious and slows everything down for everyone. One person in and out, that's all you need. If you cannot find one person in your life to be with your children for an hour, ...
I mean, there's plenty of people who can't. Say you moved into a new store, like you moved into a new area. Let's say that you're the one black person and everybody around you is white and gives you weird looks. Like, I mean, there's plenty of reasons.
Or your wife who's been looking after the kids all day is fucking exhausted and would like a break. And so you take the kids to the store to give her a break for an hour.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay, so I simultaneously agree with the sentiment of I fucking hate your kids. Please stop bringing them near me. And also, there's plenty of reasons why someone would do that. And if you can't either understand or empathize with those reasons, then just don't be in public with people. But at the same time, fuck bringing your kids out. They shrieked and yelled when I was near. Fuck off.
No, I agree. I hate it when there are people, but you know what? It's usually not the people with kids that are physically in my way.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually the single people that think they're being in and out. It's like, yeah, no, I don't like your kids in the grocery store, but like they're small and can be avoided. But it's the single person who thinks they're being in and out that will put their cart diagonally across the whole fucking aisle.
Yep.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen a parent do that.
Scarlet Eclipse says playpens for kids used to be a thing. Bring that back. I can agree with that.
Yeah, you know what? I remember that. They used to have kids. IKEA still has that. The problem with IKEA, though, is that they put a time limit on it. So if you... And like, the time limit is not enough time for you to go through the whole store, and you know how they have that, like, you got to follow the arrows and get through the whole thing. So, like, if you don't want to actually be rushing through...
Tal says, how about kid leashes? Kid leashes don't make the kids shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like my problem with your little snot goblin being out in public has nothing to do with them inconveniencing me. I think
it's also the time frame where they can be put in a leash and can't just undo the clip themselves that's a small window.
Okay, so all you need to do is not teach them how to do a knot and use a correct knot, and then problem solved. Anyway,
I guarantee you my kids would figure out how to undo those buckles.
But
it's not a knot, it's a buckle.
My thing is, the leash doesn't shut the kid up. The leash doesn't stop my problem with kids in public.
Leash and ball gag.
Well, we're teaching them early, I guess. But no, my problem with kids in general is a problem of volume. I can't stand going out in public and having my entire brain stop and fry for a second because somebody's kid decided that they wanted to treat. This shit happened at the card shop yesterday.
You're not diagnosed autistic.
No.
Okay.
Shit happened yesterday. Somebody's kid, there was a Lorcana tournament, which is the Disney card game, and it was going on side by side with the Riftbound Nexus night. And one of the parents had their kid there, which is not normally a problem, and their kid decided to shriek. But they decided to mimic Chester from Linkin Park and see how long they could hold the note for. And it took 10 seconds for one of the parents to turn to the kid and ask them to stop.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That sounds like something that my kids would do. And it also... I am not sure that I would tell them to stop right away either, because they are so loud so much of the time that honestly, like... It depends on the child. Like
also,
sometimes...
Fenix says get earplugs. No, this is Angry Cirrus. I have to respond to that right now. No, if I want to walk outside, I should not have to put earplugs in to exist out in the world. No. I'm sorry. Also, I don't know that somebody is going to shriek in my eardrum until after it has happened. Okay. I think it's also the proximity, the fact that it happened yesterday. Like, if I have to consider someone else's need to bring their crotch goblin out, and I will, then they should consider my need to not have my ears raped.
Yeah, but speaking as someone who has crotch goblins that are sometimes impossible to control volume-wise, I guarantee you I am suffering more than you are in that scenario.
Yeah, that's fine. I am not... Fennec is also saying you are not guaranteed a child-free life.
Nope.
I didn't say that I was, but thank you for misconstruing my pain. That's cool. Children are people. Yes, I agree that they are people. In no point in any of my conversation have I said that they are not people. Not even once. Again, thank you for misconstruing. And have a right to exist in public the same as you. I agree they have a right to exist in public, but much like how my right to swing my fist ends at somebody else's nose, my right to exist in public also should not mean that there is a level of pain I must also deal with at the same time. Like, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, but it's just a fact of life that you're going to have to get used to, Cyrus.
Understandable, and I reserve the right to complain about it and not be told that I'm being dehumanizing for complaining about being in pain. No, that's not a thing I will tolerate. Literally ever. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.